Welcome. My name is Cindy Davis. I'm the contributing editor of AV Technology, and with me here today is Rich Ventura. Many of you already know Rich from his nearly 20 years at NEC Display Solutions and through his work with the Digital Signage Federation. In June of this year, Rich joined the Sony Electronics Professional Solutions America team as the Vice President of B2B. So welcome, Rich, and thanks for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me, Cindy. I know it's always great to engage and sit down with you and talk about a lot of great technology and industry trends.
So Rich, let's talk a little bit about digital signage. It's become even more dominant in public spaces lately. And so how does Sony fit into that?
You know, this is in some cases is a place we've been playing in years. In a lot of cases, this is a new world for Sony. I think part of bringing me on board was introducing us into that world deeper than we've already been. I think we've always been tertiary out there. We've been a supplier in the space. We've been part of the trade shows, and we've showcased the technology. We've dabbled in having a simple system that's built on our SoC. We've dabbled in some of the partnerships. Really, what digital signage to us, and I think we've seen as an organization more and more, is that this is an opportunity to really grow and really showcase how our technology is a game changer in that space. You take the simplicity and nature of an SoC, and we all know that the system on the chip platforms have really dominated the digital signage industry over the last so many years. The fact that we have one is critical. The fact that we can utilize it in partnering with companies is critical. The fact that we can deploy something that is easy to install, it's easy to expand. All those things become really critical to grow in the digital signage space. So the first step that we looked at when we looked at our business is how do we make it easy to deploy, and how do we drive value? And everything that we've looked at is taking our existing products, our existing platforms. How do we do that? And that's, alignment with key partners, key market makers within the signage space, building our voice in the signage space, getting out there more. So we've already started that in the period of time since I've been on board, and I've seen more and more of that. We're training our salespeople to really understand the digital signage space more than we've known before. I mean, our team's known about it, but how do we become stronger stewards? How do we become that stronger voice in the industry? But the signage market is extremely important for us. So now we look at our technology that we have today, whether it's our video quality, it's the fact that we have the built-in SoC, the fact that we have built-in Wi-Fi, the fact that we have Bluetooth. Then you take the alignments that we have working with the different CMS companies, looking at our web-based APIs and control capability for RS-232 and RJ45. All those things, the tools are there, right? So now it's all the alignments that we're doing. The one other thing that I think has been really critical, that's been really great to see within Sony, is our embracing of the consultant space, working very closely with the consultants to make sure they have a good understanding of our capabilities, getting them the tools they need so that our product is specified in these digital signage projects and really showcased in those applications that are needed.
So for the folks that might not know what SoC means, can you explain that a bit?
Sure. So SoC, system on a chip. And the core idea behind this is having embedded computing inside the display. And that computing can go to multiple levels of tiers. It can be simplistic all the way up to extremely complex. It's application specific, but also it's going to really depend on what you need to do the job. Within Sony's world, our system on the chip is an Android-based platform. So it allows us to work with a lot of different types of software solutions.
The system on a chip, does that mean it's an IP-based system?
So we do have that ability, yes. So I mean, we can be standalone as well as it can be networked. Mm-hmm. It's app-based, right? So with SoC, it's an app-based platform. So you're running different applications on there. We do have the ability with our products having Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in, so we can do a lot of different things in sending content as well as communicating to the display itself.
So somebody could conceivably manage a digital signage deployment through a large campus or really pretty much anywhere around the world. Is that correct?
Well, you can. It's what you now require is making sure that you have an enterprise-based platform running on the display, right? So having the right enterprise software solutions to do that are critical. So we're one key of the cog. We're one key component, right? So you need to make sure that you have the display, which is going to be doing all the stuff it does. It has the SoC, it has all the visual aspect, but you need the back end piece of it. And that's really where these enterprise digital signage software platforms are out there. That's what's critical. That's that secret sauce that allows you to deploy this versus doing a PowerPoint or doing a thumb drive based digital signage, the old sneaker net that we used to always talk about for the longest time. Having the right tool to do the job is critical, and that's where we play really closely with the CMS companies.
So where does Sony's image quality come into play with digital signage?
So you're only as good as what the image looks like on the screen. You can have the absolute best content in the world and you don't have the right display to show it, the content looks flat, right? You could have the worst content in the world and you have an amazing display, you've got a fighting chance. So in the end, what we see as consumers and engagers with digital signage, we only see one thing and one thing only. We see the screen. That makes or breaks the engagement, makes and breaks the strategy, so to speak. So when we look at the quality and you look at feature sets like having color mapping with our triluminous displays, having the ability X motion clarity for fluidity of your video, having 4K X Reality Pro, so we're truly showing 4K, all of those playing in together gives you a really strong experience. And remember, that's the key thing about signage as we talk about the experience. What you gain by engaging with that screen, whether it's improved impression of the retailer, whether it's making sure that the yellow shirt that's shown on there is actually the same yellow when I go grab the shirt. That's all critical success factors with digital signage, and having what we've done with our displays, having that color quality, having that crispness, true 4K, making sure video is not jumping is going to be critical, is very critical for a successful digital signage deployment.
So Rich, thanks so much. It was really great to hear from you now that you're with Sony, and we're going to be hearing a whole lot more. So thanks very much.
Oh, thank you, Cindy. I mean, this is an exciting time for us as an organization, and it's a challenge. We know it's a challenging time as an industry, but we're really out there to help grow the industry together.
Great. Thanks so much.